speak with you, Abigail.
How do you come?
Friendly.
I don't like the words I used. Pray you stand closer. I knew it must be you. When I heard the pebbles on my window before I opened up my eyes, I knew. I thought you would come every time soon.
I had thought of them many times.
Why didn't you? I'm so alone in the world now.
Are you? Old people ride 100 miles to see your face these days.
I am my face. Can you see my face?
You're troubled then.
Have you come to mock me?
No. I'm just... Well, you go to the tavern every night and play shuffleboard with the deputy governor and they give you cider.
I have once or twice played the shovelboard, but I have no joy in it.
It's a surprise, Abby. Thought to find you gayer. Told a troop of boys go step for step with you wherever you walk these days.
Aye, they do. But I have only lewd looks from the boys.
You like that now?
I cannot bear lewd looks no more, John. My spirit has changed entirely. I ought to be giving godly looks when I suffer for them as I do.
Oh? What do you suffer at?
Why, look at my leg. I'm holes all over from their damned needles and pins. The jab your wife gave me is not healed yet, you know.
Oh, it isn't?
I think sometimes she comes and pricks it open again while I sleep.
Ah.
And George Jacobs, he comes to me again and again and raps me with his stick, the same spot every night, all this week. Look at the lump that I have.
Abby, George Jacobs has been in the jail all this month.
Thank God he is. And bless the day he hangs and lets me sleep in peace again. John, the world is so full of hypocrites. They pray in jail. I'm told that they pray in jail.
They may not pray.
And torture me in my bed while sacred words are coming from their mouths. Oh, it will need God himself to cleanse this town properly.
Abby, you mean to cry out still others?
If I live, if I'm not murdered, I surely will until the last hypocrite is dead.
Then there is no one good.
There is one. You are good.
Emma, how am I good?
Why, you taught me goodness. Therefore you are good. It were a fire you walked me through, and all my ignorance was burned away. It were a fire, John. We lay in fire. And from that night, no woman dare call me wicked anymore, but I knew my answer. I used to wait for my sins when the wind lifted up my skirts and blushed for shame because some old Rebecca called me loose. And then you burned my ignorance away. As bare as some December tree, I saw them all, walking like saints to church, running to feed the sick, and hypocrites in their hearts. And God gave me strength to call them liars, and God made men listen to me, and by God, I will scrub the world clean for the love of him. Oh, John, I will make you such a wife when the world is white again. You will be amazed to see me every day like heaven in your house. Why are you cold?
My wife goes to trial in the morning, Abigail.
Your wife?
Surely you knew it.
I do remember it now. Is she well?
As well as she may be. 36 days in that
You
place.
said you came friendly.
She will not be condemned.
You brought me from my bed to speak of her.
I come to tell you what I will do in the court tomorrow. I will not take you by surprise, but give you all good time to think on what you can do to save yourself.
Save myself.
If you do not free my wife tomorrow, I am set and bound to ruin you.
How? Ruin me.
I have brought proof and documents that you knew that Papa would know of my wife and that you yourself made Mary Warren stab that neighborhood.
I made Mary Warren.
You know what you do, you're not so mad.
Oh, hypocrites, have you wanted to? John, why do you let them send you?
I warn you.
They send you, they steal your honest yet. No! This is your wife pleading. This is your sniveling, envious wife. This is Rebecca's voice, Martha Corey's voice. You are no hypocrite.
I will prove you for the fraud you are.
And if they ask you why Abigail would ever do so murderous a deed, what would you tell them?
We'll tell them why.
What would you tell them? You confessed to fornication in the court.
You will have it so I will tell. I say I will. If you can hear this, you will tell the court your blind spirits that you cannot see them anymore. You will never cry witchery again, or I will make you famous for the whore you are.
Never in this world. I know you don't. You are at this moment singing secret hallelujahs that your wife will hang. How hard it is when pretense false. but it false. You have done your duty by her. I hope it is your last hypocrisy. I pray you'll come again with sweeter news for me. I know you will. Now that your duty is done. Good night, John. Fear not. I will save you tomorrow. From yourself I will save you.
Now, Martha Corey, there is abundant evidence in our hands to show that you have given yourself to the reading of fortunes. Do you deny it?
I am innocent of a witch. I know not what a witch is.
How do you know then that you are not a witch?
If I were, I would know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt them. I scorn it.
I have evidence for the court. You will leave us here. Thomas Putnam is reaching out for land. You're hearing lies. Lies.
Arrest him, Excellency.
Why don't you not hear my evidence?
Giles!
Get your hands off me, damn you. Let me go.
Giles, you cannot go in there. It is a court.
Hey, come. Mr. Hale, go in and demand I speak.
A moment, sir, a moment.
But it'd be my wife they're hanging.
How do you dare come roaring into this court? Are you gone daft, Corey?
You're no Boston judge yet, Hathaway. You'll not be calling me daft.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir, the more contentious...
I asked the question, and I'm old enough to answer. My name is Corey, sir. Giles Corey. And I have 600 acres, and timber additional. It'd be my wife you're condemning now.
And how do you imagine to help her cause with such contemptuous riot? Now, be gone. Your old age alone keeps you out of jail for this.
But they'd be telling lies about my wife.
Oh, then you take it upon yourself to decide what this court shall believe and what it shall put aside.
No, Your Excellency, we mean no disrespect.
Disrespect indeed. This is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province. Do you know it?
Yes, but I only said you were reading books. And they come to my house, and they take her away.
Books? What books?
Well, she'd be my third wife, sir. And none of the four were ever taken so with books. I thought to find the cause of it, but it'd be no witch I blame her for. I have broken charity with this woman. I have broken charity with her.
Excellency, he claims hard evidence for his wife's defense. I think in all justice.
If you let him submit his evidence in proper affidavit, you are well aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale. Now clear this room.
Come, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now and cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency. His wife's Rebecca that was condemned this morning.
Indeed. I am amazed to find you in such uproar. I have received only good report of your character, Mr. Nurse.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
I'll let you write your plea, and in due time I will get to it.
Oh, Excellency, we have proof for your eyes. God forbid you shut them to it. The girls, sir, the girls are frauds.
What's that?
We have proof of it, sir. They are all deceiving you.
This is contempt, sir, contempt.
Peace, Judge Hathorne. Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir. And I think you must be a wise judge to be what you are.
Do you know that there are 400 in jails from Marblehead to Lynn and upon my signature? And 72 condemned to hang by that signature?
Excellency, I never thought I'd say this to such a weighty judge, but you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here? Speak with the deputy governor.
Did you not tell me Mary Warren was sick in bed?
She were, Your Honor. I went to fetch her to the court last week and she said she was sick.
She'd been striving with her soul all week, and now she comes to you to bring you the truth.
Who is this man?
Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor's my wife.
Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man is mischief.
I think you must hear the girl, sir. She claims it had...
Peace. What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no spirit.
Never.
She signed a deposition, sir.
No, we accept no deposition. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given out this story in the village?
We have not.
They have come to overthrow this court, Your Excellency. This
I
man...
pray you, Mr. Paris, do you know, Mr. Proctor, it is the entire contention of this court that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you?
It was pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, she says.
Oh, and the other girls, Susanna Walcott and the others, they also were pretending.
Right, sir.
Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I should hear you or not, I feel it my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here, mister. It melts down all concealment. Are you sure deep in your conscience that the evidence you present is the truth?
It is, sir, and you will surely know it.
I take it you came here to declare this in open court before the public?
Well, I would, sir, with your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in doing so?
I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart or hidden in your spirit any desire to undermine this court.
I know, sir.
I will tell you straight, mister. I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers, but nowhere until now have I been given any reason to believe the girls may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Mr. Danforth, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women for so long held such upright
Do
reputations?
you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not. For surely you know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who tells us Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 children by sending her spirit out over them? It is the children only, and this one will swear she lied to you.
Judge Hathaway.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent a note in which she claims that she is pregnant now.
My wife pregnant?
Yeah, there be no signs. We have examined her body.
But if she says she's pregnant, sir, she must be. That woman would never lie, sir.
She will not.
Never, sir, never.
Mr. Proctor, if I should tell you now that we will keep her yet a month until she show her natural signs, and then she shall be kept a year until she is delivered, what say you to that? Well, come back, you say your only desire is to save your wife. Well, then, she is saved a year. And a year is long. What say you, sir? It is done now. Will you drop your charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
He has come to overthrow this court, sir.
These men are my friends, sir. Their wives are also accused.
I judge you not, sir. Sit down. I will hear your evidence.
I did not mean to hurt the court, sir. I only was...
Marshal, go into the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell declare recess for 1 hour. Let them go to the tavern, if they will. All prisoners and witnesses are to remain in the building.
Forgive me, sir. I've known him my whole life. It is a good man.
I'm sure of it, Marshal. Now, what deposition do you have for us, Mr. Proctor? And I beg you be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
Well, I'm no lawyer, sir, so...
The pure in heart need no lawyer. Proceed as you will.
We read this first, sir. It's a sort of testament. The people signing declare their good opinion of my wife, Rebecca Nurse, and Martha Cole. Their good opinion. These are covenant people. Landholding farmers, members of the church. If you'll notice, sir, they've known the women for a very long time, and they never saw no signs of dealings with the devil.
How many names are here?
91, Your Excellency.
These people should all be summoned for questioning.
Mr. Danforth, I gave them all my word. No harm would come to them for signing this.
This is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defense an attack upon the court? Can no one speak out?
All innocent and Christian people are happy for the courts in Salem. These people are gloomy for it, and I should think you'd want to know from each and every one of them what discontents them with you.
I think they ought to be examined, sir.
Well, it is not necessarily an attack, I think, and yet...
These are all covenanted Christians, sir.
Well, then I am sure they have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever have warrants drawn up for all of these, arrest for examination. Now, what other information do you have for us, sir? Oh, you may sit down, Mr. Nurse.
I have brought trouble on these people. I have.
No, old man, you have not hurt these people if they be of good conscience, but you must understand, a person is either with this court or he must be counted against it. There is no road between. We live in a sharp time, a precise time. We no longer live in the dusky afternoon when good mixed with evil and befuddled the world. Now, by God's grace, the glorious sun is shining, and them that fear not light will praise it.
Yeah.
I hope you will be one of these. Oh, she's not hardly, I see.
No, she's not. Mary, remember what the angel Raphael said to the boy Tobias. Remember it. Do that which is good and no harm shall come to thee.
Come, man, we wait you.
John, my deposition. Show it to him.
Aye. Here's Mr. Corey's deposition.
No.
What lawyer drew this story?
Why, you know I never hired no lawyer in my life before.
Well, it is very well phrased, my compliments. Mr. Paris, if Mr. Putnam is in the court, bring him in. You have no legal training, Mr. Corey?
I have the best, sir. I've been 33 times to court in my life, and always the plaintiff.
Oh, you are much put upon.
I've not been put upon, but I know my rights, and I'll have them too. You know, your father tried a case of mine, I think it were 35 years ago.
Indeed.
He never told you of it?
No, I cannot recall.
That's strange. I won £9 damages. You were a fair judge, your father. You know, at the time, I had a white mare, and this fellow come and, "Hi, that's the man."
Mr. Putnam, I have an accusation by Mr. Corey here against you. He states that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery against George Jacobs, that is now in jail.
It is a lie.
Mr. Putnam states your charge is a lie. What say you to that?
A fart on Thomas Putnam, that's what I say to that.
What proof do you submit with your charge, sir?
Why, the proof is there. If Jacobs be hanged for a witch, then he forfeit all his property. That's the law. And no one but Putnam has coin enough to purchase such a piece. The man is killing his neighbors for their land.
What proof, sir? Proof!
There's the proof. I heard an honest man tell it. He heard Putnam say, the morning his daughter cried out on Jacobs, she gave him a fair gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What man?
The man that gave you this information.
I cannot give you his name.
And why not?
You know well why not. He'll lie in jail if I give you his
This is
name.
contempt of the court, Mr. Danforth.
You will surely give us his name.
I cannot, sir. I mentioned my wife's name once, and now I'll burn in hell long enough for it. I stand mute.
Then you would have me call court in full session here? Or will you give me good reply?
I can give you no name, sir. I cannot.
You are a foolish old man. Mr. Cheever, begin the record. This court is now in session. I ask you, Mr. Corey.
He holds the story in confidence, sir.
The devil lives on such confidences. Without confidences, there could be no conspiracy, Your Honor.
I think it must be broken, sir.
Old man, if your informant tell the truth, let him come here openly like a decent man. But if he hide in anonymity, I must know why. Now, sir, The government and the Central Church demand of you the name of the person who reported Mr. Thomas Putnam a common murder.
Excellency,
Mr. Hale?
we cannot make it more, sir. There is a prodigious fear of this court in the country.
Then there is prodigious guilt in the country. Are you afraid to be questioned here?
I may only fear the Lord, sir. But there is a fear in the country nevertheless.
Oh, reproach me not with fear in the country. If there's fear in the country, it's because there's a moving plot to topple Christ in the country.
But it does not follow that everyone accused is part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court. None. Mr. Corey, you are under arrest. Now sit yourself down and counsel with yourself, or you shall be set in jail until such time as you will answer all questions.
No, Judge! I'll kill you yet! I'll cut your throat! Peace, Judge! We'll prove ourselves now, we will.
Say no more, John. This man is playing you. He means to hang us all.
This is a court of law. I will have no effrontery here.
Forgive him for his old age, sir. Peace, Giles, we'll prove it now, we will. You cannot weep, Mary. Remember what the angel said to the boy. Remember it. There is your rock. Here's Mary Wong's deposition. I asked, sir, before you read it, that you remember that until 2 weeks ago, she was no different than the other children are today. You heard her scream, she howled, she swore familiar spirits tried to choke her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of women now in jail, sent to steal her spirit, and when she refused.
We know all this.
I did. She swears now that she never saw Satan, nor any other spirits made her clear that Satan may have sent to hurt her. And she declares her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment. I think this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
I cannot say he's an honest man. I know him little. But in all justice, sir, a claim so weighty cannot be argued by a phone. In God's name, sir, stop here. Set him home and let him come again with a lawyer.
Now look, you, Mr.
Excellency,
Hale.
I am signed 72 death warrants. I am a minister of the Lord, and I dare not take a life without there be a proof so immaculate, no slightest qualm of conscience may doubt it.
Mr. Hale, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most befuddled. I hope you will forgive me. I have been 32 years at the bar, sir, and I should be confounded if I were called upon to defend these people. But I ask you to consider, I ask all of you to consider, in an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls witnesses to prove their innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto on its face and by its nature an invisible crime. Therefore, where may the witnesses be? The witch and the victim, none other. Now, we cannot expect the witch to accuse herself and the victims. They testify. The children certainly do testify. Now, as for the witches, none can deny that we are most eager for their confessions. Now, I ask you, what is left for a lawyer to bring out? I think I have made my point, have I not?
But this child claims the girls are not truthful, and if they are not, sir, then we are condemning innocent
That
souls.
is exactly what I am about to consider. Now, what more can you expect me to do, unless you doubt my probity?
Surely do not, sir. Let you consider.
And let you put your heart to rest. A deposition, Mr. Proctor.
Excellency, I should like to question.
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent. Sit you down, Mr. Proctor. Mr. Cheever, will you go into the court and bring the children here? Mary Warren, how came you to this turnabout? Has Mr. Proctor ever threatened you for your deposition? Has he ever threatened you? Has he threatened you? You tell me that you sat in my court, callously lying, knowing that people would hang by your nose. Answer me.
I did, sir.
Oh, Mary, how were you instructed in your life? Do you not know that God damns all liars, or are you lying now?
No, sir, I'm with God now.
Oh, you were with God now. Well, I tell you this. You are either lying now or you were lying then, and in either case you have committed perjury and you will go to jail for it. Oh, Mary, you cannot lightly say you lied. Do you know that?
I cannot lie no more. I am with God now. I am with God now.
Ruth Putnam's not in the court, sir, nor the other children.
These will be sufficient. Sit you down, children. Your friend, Mary Warren, has given me this deposition in which she claims that she never saw familiar spirits, apparitions, nor any manifest of the devil. She claims as well that none of you have seen these things either. Now, children, this is a court of law, a law based on the Bible, and the Bible writ by Almighty God forbid the practice of witchcraft and describe death as the punishment thereof. But likewise, the law and the Bible damn all liars and bearers of false witness. Now, it does not escape me that this deposition may be here to blind us. It may well be that Mary Warren has been conquered by the devil, who sends her here to distract our sacred purpose, in which case her neck shall break for it. But if she speak true, I bid you now drop all guile and confess your pretense, for a quick confession will go easier with you. Mary Warren, rise. Is there any truth in this?
No, sir.
Children, a very auger bit will now be turned into your soul to prove your honesty. Will either of you change your position, or do you force me to harder questioning?
I have not to change, sir. She lies.
You would still go on with this.
Aye, sir.
A puppet was discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Now, Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court when she made it, and that you saw her make it, and witnessed how she herself stuck a needle into it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It is a lie, sir.
While you worked for Mr. Proctor, did you ever see puppets in that house?
Goody Proctor always kept puppets.
My wife never kept no puppet. Mary Warren confessed it was her puppet. Your Excellency,
Mr. Cheever?
when I spoke to Goody Proctor in that house, she said she never kept no puppets. But she did say she kept puppets when she were a girl. She has not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honor.
But a puppet will keep 15 years, will it not?
It will keep if it is kept. But Mary Warren swears she never saw no puppets in my house, nor anyone else.
Why could there not be puppets hid where no one ever saw?
There might also be 2 golden candlesticks in my house, but no one ever saw them.
We are here, Your Excellency, precisely to discover what no one has ever seen.
Mr. Danforth, what profit Mary Warren to make this tournament? What has she gained by hard questioning and worse?
You are charging Abigail Williams with a marvelous, cool plot to murder. Do you understand that?
I do, sir. I believe she means the murder.
You would charge this child with murder?
There's no child. Now hear this. In the sight of the congregation, she will twice this year put out the meeting house for laughter during prayer.
What's this laughter?
Excellency,
Mr. Paris.
I do believe it happened once. She is sometimes silly, but she is solemn now.
Why, now she's solemn, but she sends people to hell.
Oh, quiet, man.
Surely it has no bearing on the question, sir. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye, but it strike hard upon me that she should laugh during prayer. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Mary, tell the governor how you danced in the woods.
Excellency, since I come to Salem, this man has been blackening my name.
One moment, sir. What is this dancing?
Mr. Proctor.
Abigail leads the girls to the woods. And they dance there naked.
Your Honor, this
Miss Paris discovered them there in the dead of night. She is the child she is.
Mr. Paris?
I can only say, sir, that I never saw any of them naked, and this man is determined to blacken my
Why,
name.
she had danced in the woods. Abigail!
Excellency, when I first arrived from Beverly, Mr. Paris told me that.
Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not, sir, but I never saw any of them naked.
But she had that.
Excellency, will you permit me?
Pray, proceed.
You say you never saw no spirits, Mary, were never threatened or afflicted by any manifest of the devil or the devil's agent. And yet when people accused of witchery confronted you in court, you would fail, saying their spirits came out of their bodies and choked you.
Pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold, did you not? I myself picked you up many times and your skin were icy. Mr. Danforth.
I have seen that
Only
many times.
pretended to faint. For all marvelous pretenders.
Then can she pretend to faint now?
Now,
Why not? For now, none in the court is accused of witchcraft. So let her pretend to turn cold now. Let her pretend she's being attacked now. Let her faint. Faint.
Faint?
Aye, faint! Prove to us how you pretended it in the court so many times.
I cannot faint now, sir.
not pretended.
I have no sense of it now.
Right?
Why?
What is lacking now?
Well, I don't know. Maybe...
Why, maybe we have no afflicting spirits here, but in the court there were some?
No, I never saw those.
Then see no spirits now, and prove to us that you can faint by your own will as you claim.
I cannot faint now, sir.
Well, then surely you will confess, will you not? Attacking spirits made you to faint.
No, sir. You see, I was just pretending.
Excellency, this is clearly a trick to blind the court.
Not a trick. I used to faint because I thought I saw spirits.
Thought you saw them!
I, sir, but I did not.
How can you think you saw them unless you saw them?
I know not. I heard the other girls scream, and you, Your Honor, you seem to believe them. It were only sport in the beginning, sir. Then the whole world cried spirits, and I...
Surely your excellency will not be taken by this simple lie.
Abigail Williams, I want you now to search your heart and tell me this. And beware of it, child, for to God every soul is precious, and his vengeance is terrible on them that take life without cause. Is it possible these spirits are illusion only, some deception?
Why, this is a base question, sir.
I would have you consider it.
I have been hurt, Mr. Danforth. I have seen my blood running out. I have been near to murdered every day because I done my duty pointing out the devil's people. And this is my reward. To be mistrusted, denied, questioned.
I do not mistrust you.
Let you beware, Mr. Danforth. Think you to be so mighty that the power of hell might not turn your wits? Let you beware of it. There is...
What is it, child?
I do not wait to hold me
The pretending! She is cold without a butter!
Do you send this dark shadow on me, boys? I freeze! Don't do that!
Mary, do you send your spirit out? I say to you,
I
Richard!
cannot.
Heavenly Father, take away this shadow!
How you dare! You charge!
Mr. Danforth is lying!
Margaret, suck a spirit to stab me with, but I've known this.
This will not pass. You will prove it.
I have known, sir.
You are a legend.
John, you cannot.
No. Francis, it's true. It's true. She will deny it now. But you must believe me, sir. Man will not cast away his good name. You must believe it.
In what time? In what time, in what place?
In the proper place. Or my beast of bed. It's 8 months now, sir. 8 months. She used to serve me in my house. A man may think God sleeps, but God sees everything. I know that now. I beg you, sir, I beg you, see her for what she is. My wife, my dear good wife, thought soon after, put her out on the high road. And being what she is, a love of vengeance, sir. Forgive me. Forgive me, she makes the dance with me on my wife's grave, and lost my, I thought of her softly. God help me, I must. There is a promise in such sweat. This whore's vengeance. I know you must see it now. I set myself entirely in your hands. My wife is innocent. Except she knows a whore would see it.
You will deny every scrap and tittle of this.
If I must answer that, sir, I will leave and I will not come back
She
again.
does not deny, Mr. Danforth. She does not deny
You will stay where you are. Now sit you down. Mr. Paris, go into the court and bring Goodwife Proctor in. And Mr. Paris, not one word of what has been spoken here. And knock before you enter. Now we shall touch the bottom of this swamp. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
In her life, she had never lied. Then they cannot weep, and they cannot sing. My wife cannot lie.
And when she put this girl out of your house, she put her out for a harlot.
Aye, sir.
And knew her for a harlot.
She knew her for a harlot.
Good. And if she testify it were for harlotry, girl, may God send down his mercy on your soul. Hold! Now turn your back. Turn your back! You do likewise. Neither of you is to turn to look at Goody Proctor. No one in this room is to utter a single word or gesture, either aye or nay. Enter! Mr. Cheever, report this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Come here, woman. Look at me, not at your husband, at me only.
Good sir.
We are given to understand that at one point you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what cause did you dismiss her? Look at me, not at your husband. The answer lies within you. You need no help to give it to me. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
She dissatisfied me. And my husband.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She were...
Look at me. Was she slovenly, lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
Your Honor, in that time I was sick and my husband is a good and righteous man. He is never drunk as some are, nor wasting his time at the shuffleboard, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, I were a long time sick after my last baby, and I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me, and this...
Look at me!
I, sir, Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her. And so one night I lost my wits, I think, and I put her out on the high road.
Did your husband indeed turn from you?
He is a goodly man, Your Honor.
Then he did not turn from you. Look at me. To your knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer me, woman, is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her.
I've confessed it. Has been tell the truth.
She has spoken. Remove her.
She only thought to say my name.
Excellency, it is a natural lie to tell. I can tell the conscience to it no more. Private vengeance is working through this testimony. From the beginning, this man has struck me too. True, I believe him now. By my hope to heaven, I believe him now. And I pray you call back his wife before we condemn another innocent soul, Your Honor.
She has spoken nothing of lechery, and this man lies.
I believe him! I can turn my face from it no more. This girl has always...
devil, have you?
Never, 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 never!
Why can they only repeat you?
Give me a whip, I'll stop it.
They're sporting! They're sporting! Stop it, Abby! Stop it, Abby! Stop it!
A little while ago you were afflicted, now it appears you afflict others. Where do you get this power?
I have no power! I have no power!
I'm calling you, mister.
Why did you turn about this past 2 weeks? You have seen the devil, have you not? You have seen the devil. You have made a compact with Lucifer, have you not?
Very goddamn all lies.
Answer me. I say, you will hang if you do not confess. Do you know who I am? You will hang if you do not open with me.
The angel Raphael.
The wings are hiding me! Don't touch me! You are the devil's man!
Oh, praise God.
I shall yell no more! I love God! I love God!
He bids you do the devil's work.
He helped me! He bid me sign! Sign!
Sign what?
The devil's book. He come with a book.
My name! My name! Oh, he says if I like him, you must go and overthrow the court, he says! He touched me by night! His eyes were cold and his fingers closed like that! But I sighed!
I still haven't seen the child from mine.
No! I love God! I go your way no more! I love God! I bless God! Happy
What are you? You are combined with the Antichrist, are you not? You cannot deny it, Mr. I have seen your power.
This is no witchcraft. These girls are.
Will you confess yourselves to foul of hell, or do you keep that black allegiance yet? What say you?
I say God is dead. Here the moon of Lucifer, and I see his filthy face. And it is my face and yours there. For them to quail to bring men out of ignorance as I have quailed and as you quail now. And you know in all your blood calls that this be fraud. God damn, what kind of special. And we will burn together.
Marshal, remove that man and call me with him to the jail.
I denounce these proceedings. I quit this.
You are pulling down heaven and raising up a hope.
Sarah Good. Sarah, wake up. Tituba.
Oh, Majesty! Come in! Come in! Oh, Tituba, he's here! His Majesty's come.
Go to the north cell now. This place is wanted.
Don't look to me like His Majesty. Look to me like His Marshal.
Come along now.
Oh, is it you, Marshal? I thought sure you'd be devil coming for us. Could I have a sip of cider when you're going away?
Oh? And where are you off to?
We're going to Barbados. Soon the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Ah, well, pleasant voyage to you.
A pair of blue birds winging southerly the two of us. So a pretty grand transformation, Marshal.
You better give me this, or you'll never get off the ground.
I'll speak to him for you if he desires to come along, Marshal.
I'd not refuse it, Tituba. 'Tis the proper morning to fly into hell.
Oh, it ain't no hell in Barbados. Tell you, he'll be pleasure night in Barbados. He'll be singing and dancing in Barbados. You folks, your eyes, you won't grow here. He'll be too cold around here for you, old boy. He freezing soul in Massachusetts. But in Barbados, yes, sir, that's
The deputy governor's arrived. Come along, come along.
No, he's coming for me. I'm going home.
It's not Satan, that's just an old cow with a hat full of milk. Come along now, come along.
No, take me home, devil. Take me home.
Tell him I'm going to tell. Now you can't tell me that's what I do.
Good morning, Majesty.
Where's Mr. Paris?
I'll fetch him.
When did Reverend Hale arrive?
We're toward midnight, I think.
What is he about here?
He goes among them that will hang and praises them. He sits with Rebecca Nurse now, and Mr. Paris, too.
That man had no authority here, Marshal. Why did you let him in?
Mr. Paris command me, sir. I cannot disobey him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No, sir. It is a cold night here, and I have no fire.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Aye, sir.
Paris prays with him. That's strange.
Excellency, sometimes I think Paris has a strange, mad look about him these days.
Mad?
Well, I met him yesterday coming out of his house, and I bid him good morning, and he wept and went his way. I think it is not wise the village see him so unsteady.
Perhaps he has some sorrow.
I think it'd be the cows, sir.
The cows?
There'd be so many cows wandering the high roads. Now the masters are in jail, and there's much disagreement about who they belong to. I know Mr. Paris been arguing with the farmers all yesterday. There's much contention about the cows, sir. Contention. You were always a man to weep for contention.
Oh, good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. I beg your pardon, waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Hathorne.
Mr. Hale had no business to enter this.
Excellency, a moment.
You leave him alone with the prisoners?
What is his business here?
Sirs, hear me. It is a providence. Reverend Hale has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
Oh, he bid her confess?
Hear me, sir. Rebecca had not said one word to me this 3 months since she came, but now she sits with him and her sister and Martha Corey, 2 or 3 others, and he pleads with them. Confess their crimes and save their lives.
This is indeed a providence. They soften?
Well, not yet, sir, not yet, but I thought to summon the court that we might not think on whether it be not wise. There is news, sir, at the court. The court must reckon with my niece. I believe she has vanished.
Vanished?
Yes, sir, I thought to tell you of it earlier in the week, but I feared...
How long has she been gone?
3 nights now, sir. Mercy Lewis is gone too.
We will send a party for them. Where may they be?
Sir, I believe they'd be aboard a ship.
Oh.
My daughter tells me now she heard them speaking of ships a week ago, and well, tonight I discovered that my strong box it were broke into.
She had robbed you.
31 pound is gone. I am penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Sir, it profit nothing you should blame me. I cannot think they would run off except they fear to be in Salem any longer since the news of Andover has broken here.
Andover is remedied. The court returns there on Friday to resume examination.
I am sure of it, sir. But the rumor here speaks rebellion in Andover.
There is no rebellion in Andover.
I tell you what is said here, sir. Andover has thrown out the court, they say, and will have no more witchcraft. There's a faction here that's feeding on that news, and I tell you true, sir, I fear there will be a riot here.
Riot? Why, in every execution I have seen naught but high satisfaction in the town.
Judge Hathorne, it were a different sort that hanged until now. Rebecca Nurse, she is not Bridget, who lived with Bishop 3 years before she married him. John Proctor is not Isaac Ward, who drank his family to ruin. Send Rebecca to stand upon the gibbet and send up some righteous prayer, and I fear she'll wake a vengeance on us.
Excellency, she has been condemned a witch.
I pray, sir. How do you propose?
Sir, I would postpone these hangings for a
There will be no postponement.
Now that Reverend Hale has returned, there is hope, I think, for if he bring even one of these to God, well, that surely damns the others in the public eye. And none will doubt more that they are all linked to hell. But this way, unconfessed and claiming innocence, the doubts are multiplied. Many honest people will weep for them, and our good purpose then is lost in their tears.
Mr. Chief of the list.
It cannot be forgot, sir, that when I summoned the congregation for John Proctor's excommunication, hardly 30 people came to hear it. This speaks of discontent, I think.
There will be no postponement.
Excellency.
Now, sir, which of these, in your own opinion, may be brought to God? I myself will strive with him till dawn.
There's not sufficient time until dawn.
I shall do my utmost.
Excellent.
Which of them?
A dagger!
Which of them?
Tonight, as I open the door to leave my house, a dagger clattered to the ground. You cannot hang this sword. There is danger for me. I dare not leave my house at night.
Oh, accept my congratulations, Reverend Hale. We are gladdened to see you return to your good work.
Yours pardon, and they will not budge.
You misunderstand, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
Excellency, the sun will rise in a few minutes. I must have more time.
Now hear me, and beguile yourselves no more. I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 are already executed, and the name of these 7 is given out, and the town expects to see them die at dawn. Postponement now speaks of floundering on my part. Reprieve or pardon must cast doubt upon them that died till now. Ah, draw yourselves up like men and help me, as you are bound by heaven to do. Have you spoken with them all, Mr. Hale?
All but Proctor. He's in the dungeon.
What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You not know he lives, but he will take food from time to time.
His wife must be well on with child now.
Aye, sir, she is.
Mr. Paris, you are more familiar with the man. Do you think her presence would soften him?
It is possible, sir. You have not laid eyes on her this 3 months. I should summon her.
Is he yet adamant? Has he struck at you again?
No, sir, he cannot. He's chained to the wall now.
Fetch Goody Proctor to me, and then let you bring him up.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone a week and publish to the town you are striving for that confession, that speak mercy on your part, not fault.
Mr. Hale, as God have not empowered me to keep the sun like Joshua, to keep the sun from rising, so I cannot keep from them the perfection of their punishment.
If you think God wills you to raise rebellion, Mr. Danforth, you are mistaken.
You have heard rebellion spoken of in Salem?
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house. Abandoned cattle bellow on the high roads. The stench of rotting crops hangs everywhere, and no man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life. And you wonder yet if rebellion spoke? Better you should marvel they do not burn your province.
Reverend Hale, have you preached in Andover this month?
Thank God they have no need of me at Andover.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it is all simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians they should belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head? Hush, hush.
Oh, Goody Proctor, I hope you are hearty.
I am yet 6 months before my time.
Oh, please, be at ease. We have not come for your life. Mr. Hale, will you speak to the woman?
Proctor, your husband is marked to hang in the morning.
I have heard it.
You know, do you know, that I have no connection with the court. I come of my own doing. I would save your husband's life, for if he is taken, I count myself his murderer. Do you understand?
What do you want of me?
Pretty Proctor, I have gone this 3 month like our Lord into the wilderness. I have sought a Christian way, but damnation's doubled on a minister who counsels men to lie.
It is no lie. You cannot speak of lies.
It is a lie, they lie.
Enough! I will hear no more of this!
Proctor, let you not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. I came into this village like a bridegroom unto his beloved, bearing the gifts of high religion, the very crowns of holy law I brought. And what I touched with my right confidence, it died. And where I turned the eye of my great faith, blood flowed out. Pretty Proctor believed in no faith when faith brings blood. It is mistaken law that leads you to sacrifice. Life, woman, life is God's most precious gift. No principle, however glorious, justifies the taking of it. I beg you, prevail upon your husband to confess. Let him give his life. Quail not before God's judgment in this, for it may well be God damns a liar less than he that throws his life away for pride. Will you speak with him? I cannot think he'll listen to another.
I believe that to be the devil's argument.
Woman, before the laws of God, we are as swine. We cannot read his
I
word.
will not dispute with you on this. I lack the learning for it.
You have not been summoned here for disputation. Is there no wifely tenderness in you? He will die with the sunrise. Your husband, do you understand that? Will you contend with him? Are you stoned? If I had no other evidence of your unnatural life, your dry eye now would tell me you have offered up your soul to hell. A very ape would weep at such calamity. Be there no tear of pity? Has the devil dried up any tear of pity? I take her out. It profits nothing that she speak to him.
Excellency, let me speak with him.
You will strive with him.
He will plead for his...
I promise nothing to let me speak with him.
I leave them, Excellency.
You have been notified, Mr. Proctor. Come, man, I see light in the sky. Counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on hell.
If you desire a cup of cider, Mr. Proctor, I'm sure that God leads you now.
You have been chained.
The child,
It grows.
there's no word of the boys.
They're well. Rebecca's Daniel keeps them.
You have not seen them.
I have not.
They are marvelous, but come for my life.
I know it.
None have yet confessed.
There be many confessed.
Why?
There are 100 or more, they say. There be many that, Goody Ballard is one. Isaiah Goodkind is one. There be many.
Rebecca?
Not Rebecca. She is 1 foot in heaven now. Not may hurt her more.
And Giles?
You have not heard of it.
I hear nothing around Captain.
Giles is dead.
When were he hanged?
He were not hanged. He would not answer his indictment, aye or nay, for if he denied it, they'd hang him sure and auction out his property, so he stand mute and died Christian under the law, and so his sons will have his farm. It is the law. They cannot condemn him a wizard, for he would not answer aye or nay.
So how does he die?
They press him, John.
Press.
Great stones they place on his chest until he plead aye or nay. They say he gave them but 2 words, more weight, and died.
More weight.
Aye, it were a fearsome man, Giles Corey.
I've been thinking I would confess to them. What say you forgiveness?
John, I cannot judge you.
What would you have me do?
As you will, I would have it. I want you living, that's sure.
Giles' wife, will she confess?
She will not.
It's a pretense.
What is?
I cannot mount and give it like a saint. It was a fraud. I'm not that man. My honesty is broke with us. Nothing spoiled by giving them this lie that we're not rotten.
And yet you've not confessed till now. That shows some goodness in you.
Spite. Spite that keeps me silent. It's hard to give a lie to dogs. But have your forgiveness.
John, it is not for me
I
to
would have you
give.
see some honesty in it. Let them that never lied die now to save their souls. It is a pretense for me, a vanity that will not blind God nor keep my children from the wind but save.
John, it would come to naught that I should forgive you. Will you forgive yourself? It is your soul. Only know this, for I know it now. Whatever you will do, it is a good man does it. I have read my heart this 3 months, and I have sins of my own to count. It needs a cold wife to prompt lechery.
No.
No, better you should know me.
I know you.
Better you take my sins upon you, John.
I take no.
I accounted myself so plain, so poorly made, no honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you when I did. I never knew how I should say my love. It were a cold house I kept.
What say you, Proctor? The sun is soon up.
Do what you will, but let none be your judge. There is no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John. Forgive me. I never knew such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You'll confess yourself?
I will have my life.
Oh, God be praised! It is a covenant! He will confess!
Why must we cry it is evil? Is it not? It is evil!
I cannot judge you, John.
You won't judge me. God in heaven, what is John Proctor? What is John Proctor? As honest as I think it is. I know Satan and Rebecca go like a seed for me.
I cannot be your judge, no.
Would you be this lie? Say it, would you? He would not have tongues of fire singeing you, would not. It is evil. Good. It is evil, I do.
Praise to God, man. Praise to God. You shall be blessed in heaven for this. Now then, let us have it. Mr. Chiva, are you ready?
Why must it be written?
Well, for the good instruction of the village. This we shall post on the church door. Where is the marshal? Willard! Willard, hurry! Mr. Proctor, will you speak slowly and directly to the point for Mr. Chiva's sake? Have you seen the devil in your life? Commander's light in the sky. Have you seen the devil?
I did.
Oh, praise God. And when he came to you, what were his demands? Did he bid you do his service here on earth?
He did.
And you bound yourself to the devil's service. Oh. Goodness, come in. Come in, woman.
John, you are welcome.
Courage, man. Let you set a good example so that she too may come to God. Did you bind yourself to the devil's service?
Why, John.
I did.
You see, it profit nothing that you continue with this conspiracy. Will you confess yourself with him?
John, may God send his mercy on you.
Take her out.
I say, will you confess yourself with him?
It's a lie. It's a lie. How can I damn myself? I cannot.
Mr. Proctor, when you were in the devil's service, did you ever see Goody Nurse with... I say, did you ever see her with the devil?
No.
Did you ever see her sister Mary Easty with the devil?
No, I did not.
Did you ever see Martha Corey with the devil?
I did not.
Did you ever see anyone with the devil?
I did not.
Oh, sir, you mistake me. I am not empowered to trade your life for a lie. Surely you have seen someone with the devil. A score of people have already testified.
Why must they say?
Why must you say? Well, you should rejoice and say your soul is purged of any love for hell.
They wish to go like Satan, like not to spoil their name.
Do you think they wish to go like Satan? You mistake your duty here. It doesn't matter what she thought. She is convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you of sending your spirit against Mary Warren. It is your soul that is the main issue here, mister. And you must prove its whiteness, or you cannot live in a Christian country. What persons did you see in the
I speak my own sins. I cannot judge another. I have no tongue.
Excellency, it is enough he confessed himself. Let him sign it.
It is a great service, sir. It is a weighty name. It will strike the village that he confess. I beg you, let him sign it. The sun is up, Excellency.
Come then, sign your testimony. Mr. Chivo, take it to him. Come, man, sign it.
You have all witnessed it. It is enough.
You will not sign it?
You have all witnessed it. What more is needed?
You will sign that, or it is no confession. Your second name, man.
Praise be to the Lord.
Sir, if you please.
No.
Mr. Proctor, I must have that.
I've signed use for me. It is done. You no longer the village must have proof! I've confessed myself to God. God sees my name on this. It is enough.
It is not enough.
You have come to save my soul, have you not? Here, I've confessed myself.
You have not.
I have confessed myself. Is there no good penitence but a big public? God does not need my name nailed to the church. God sees my name. God knows how black my sins are. It is enough.
Mr. Proctor,
you will not use me. I'm not Sarah Gordon Tittimar. I'm John Proctor. You will not use me.
I do not want to salvation.
You should use me. I have 3 children. How am I to teach them to walk like men in the world when I have sold my friends?
You have not sold
They guile me not. I reckon all the witnesses nailed to the church the very day they hang for silence.
Mr. Proctor, I must have that legal...
You're the High Court. Your word is good enough. Tell them I confess myself. Say Proctor broke to his knees and wept like a woman. Say what you will, but my name I cannot sign.
It is the same, is it not, if I say...
No, it is not the same. What are the same when I sign is not the same.
You mean to deny this confession once?
I mean to deny nothing.
Then will you tell me why you will not give me...
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in my life. Because I lied, sign myself to lie. Because I'm not with the dust on the feet of them who have hanged. How can I live without my name? I have given you my soul. Leave me my name!
Is that confession a lie? I will not accept it. If it's a lie, I do not deal in lies. You will hand me your honest confession in my hand, or I cannot keep you from the rope. Which way do you go, man? Marshal!
Praise be some goodness of me. Give them no tear. Show them Huddlestone and seek them.
Let you fear nothing. There is another judgment awaits us all.
Hanging high over the town, he who weeps for these weeps for corruption. Take them!
I have not had my breakfast yet.
Come along. Good Proctor, there's shed time. Go to him. Go to him, there's shed time. There's shed time. Go to him. Proctor! Proctor!
Leave me. It is pride, it is vanity. Be his helper. What profit him to plead? Shall the dust praise him? Shall the worms declare his truth? Go to him, take his shame away.
He had his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him.